Hey guys, Myzzrym here, bringing you today Absolute Legends vs Mousesports in the Starladder Season 5, and if you wonder why I bring you this game in particular, it's of course, well, because I think it's gonna be good Dota, but especially because Mousesports just lost their captain, who was Kuroky, and who got traded away to Na'Vi. So Na'Vi, their new roster was first to change, Ars Art went away, replaced by Funnick from Empire, and the second change was Light of Heaven going inactive, and replaced by Kuroky. So Kuroky was bought from Mousesports, whereas Funnick was just, the contract was over with Empire, so he was a free agent and he decided to join Na'Vi. Mousesports, let's see if they can do something without Kuroky. And I don't really know if it's Kuroky or Kuroky, so I'm just gonna call him Kuroky. So Mousesports, we have Feta, Pass, Alexis, and Black, and the stand-in today is gonna be Krokshva. And on AL side, we also have a stand-in called Smokegulig or something, so it's kind of weird to say. We have Mania, Rise, Miracle, and Unicorn Zoxo. Of course, Miracle is not to be confused with Miracle, who is a player in First Departure, an up-and-coming team in Singapore. He is, well, First Departure is one of the teams that really needs to be monitored very closely, because right now in Southeast Asia we have the big two, Orange and Zenith. MUFC have been disbanded, there's no more than those two. And there's the up-and-comers. So First Departure, ABC, which is Winter's team. You can see in my channels I casted some of their games. You also have Invasion, and you have, I think, Neolution International. So those are the big four, not the big four, but should I say the up and comers. So First Departure and ABC are a bit above the two others, but all four of them have a chance to carve their name in the Southeast Asian scene. So let's go back into the game. After this brief introduction, we have Mousesports, who decide to ban the Wisp and the Batrider, and on the other side, Absolute Legend going for the Gyrocopter and the Nyx Assassin ban. So you just see immediately that like the metagame is totally different from the Southeast Asian scene. I cast a lot of Southeast Asian Dota. Right now it's European Dota, and we see that there's no ban of the Keeper of the Light, no ban of the Darkseer. Well, Keeper of the Light still first picked, so that's not really something to say there. But the Darkseer doesn't get banned and doesn't get picked. The Magnus doesn't get banned and doesn't get picked. And we have a Gyrocopter ban, which is something that Southeast Asian scene, like, we do not ever hear about that, because Gyrocopter is like one of the hero that we never really expect. It's like a surprise pick. And same for the Wisp. The Wisp, we saw some teams in Southeast Asia starting to adapt and going for the Wisp CK more and more. But it's still a hero that doesn't really get banned, because you don't really expect your enemy team to play a Wisp. So the four big bans in this game in Mousesports, in Southeast Asian scene is Batrider, of course, Nyx Assassin. So those two we see here as well. And we have Keeper of the Light, very often banned, Darkseer, very often banned. And the last one, who is 10 seconds. I don't really remember. Sometimes it's a Rubik ban as well. So Lifestealer, Rubik, Darkseer for Mousesports, Keeper of the Light, Nature's Prophet, and Chen for Absolute Legends. So Nature's Prophet also apparently a pick that it's not that common in Southeast Asia. Lifestealer, Rubik, Darkseer, Keeper of the Light, those guys we very often see as well, like regardless of geographical situation in Dota. But Chen, not so much, and Nature's Prophet, not so much. So now we see Mousesports going to ban the carries. Keeper of the Light, Chen +1, very probably to be on a tri lane or dual lane plus jungler. So with the Chen, that's very likely to be defensive tri lane. This is because if you want to go aggressive tri lane with a jungler, your best bet is of course the Enchantress. Chen, he's also very good to push down towers. He has the creeps to tower dive, but he needs to wait until level 5 because before he gets 2 creeps. Whereas Enchantress can do that from level 1. So if you really want to be aggressive on your laning phase, you really want an Enchantress over the Chen. Plus Enchantress, she really make aggression pay off, because it's not a hero that can just go into the jungle and farm up like an Enigma and expect to do something in the later stages of the game. Chen is more of a how should I say that, like a timing push for those who play StarCraft, for example, there's timing timing attacks around 6 minutes, for example, for turns or whatever. Chen's pretty much the same. You have a timing window where Chen really shines, and that's from level 5 to level 7. Chen gets 2 creeps, and then his ultimate at level 6, and then 3 creeps. And the longer it goes, the longer the game goes, and the less effective Chen's gonna be. So Chen really needs only 2 items in the early game. He needs the arcane boots to provide his team when they push the infinite mana, but that's not gonna be an issue because Keeper of the Light is here. And he's gonna need the mechanism, of course, if you really want to bank up on that healing power. So Luna as well going to, well, go with the whole lining strategy. We have pushing strategy, sorry. Keeper of Light to blast down the creep wave, Nature's Prophet to tank up the tower, Chen to tank up the tower as well, and Luna to provide the aura for his ally hero to deal more damage to the tower. So Absolute Legend, everything is kind of like turning around this central point, key point, which is pushing. And not pushing at like 15 minutes into the game, really pushing early on. You want the 6 outer towers dead by maybe 20 minutes maximum, 30 minutes maximum. So it's gonna be up to Mousesports to see if they can defend that, and right now they don't really have a lot to defend. Lifestealer is not good as counter pusher. Rubik has, well, he has the Fade Bolt, but that's pretty much it. Darkseer, he has the Ion Shell, but same, it's pretty much it. Darkseer really needs some levels before being very effective. He needs the level 4 vacuum. He needs the wall. The wall is not that needed in the early game, but the vacuum is gonna come at maybe maximum level 9, 10, because you usually want to max out the Iron Shell for farming in aggressive purpose, as well as taking 1 or 2 point in Surge for defensive purpose. Night Stalker is going to be the last one for Absolute Legend, so it fits the entire lineup because the creeps will allow Night Stalker to just tower dive, and that is something to tell the Mousesports side that if you want to defend your towers, you'll have to be careful about the Keeper of Light Blam, the Keeper of the Light Illuminate, but especially something else to keep in mind is that if you stay there, Night Stalker can very well just go past the tower and start pounding on you, slowing you down, silencing you, and everything. Ancient Apparition here from Mousesports seems to be a like knee-jerk reaction to the Chen and Keeper of the Light, because Ancient Apparition, well, not Keeper of the Light, but really Chen, because the ultimate from AA denies any kind of healing. So the good thing about Ancient Apparition is that he can protect against pushes from far away, because he doesn't need to be there. Can just use the ultimate, but the ultimate doesn't do so much damage. So it's very much for the debuff. That means for 12 seconds Chen won't be able to heal his allies, but that means someone else will have to deal damage. And I'm kind of afraid right now for Mousesports because they have Clinks as the last pick, who is a very good single target DPS. With the Orchid he can just pick down any hero, bar maybe the Night Stalker and the Luna, because Luna will normally, if she decides to go for early pushes, will go for something like Drum BKB, so Clanks will not be able to take down the Luna very quickly. It's not a Luna who's gonna rush like a Yasha plus a Helm of Dominator. So it's a lot of single target DPS. You see Lifestealer is single target DPS, Clanks is single target DPS, and Rubik, Darkseer, Ancient Apparition, they don't have that much nuke potential. It's not like it's not like a epicenter coming from the Sand King. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be up to them to defend their towers, really. And if they can defend the towers, that's gonna be good, because by defending the towers, they will have places to farm. But if Absolute Legend get their strategy to completion, that means towers will fall very quickly. And once the towers are dead, where can really the next farm? He's gonna be very, very much in trouble. So the goal here for Mousesports is to delay the inevitable as long as possible, farm up, and then start picking up the heroes with the Clinks plus the next bomb. So Lifestealer going to Clinks and then just jumping out of Clinks, or get slow and the kill. But they have to get there. They have to really get there. So what we're gonna have to see is gonna be black on this solo Clinks on the top lane, gonna be safe lane farming. Lifestealer plus Enchant Opportune going to dual mid, very likely. So that's a you know, fairly common combo. Open Wound pretty much guarantees the Cold Feet to proc. On the bottom lane is gonna be the Darkseer solo, and on the top lane, yeah, Pass is still going to support that that Clinks. So I was expecting Rubik to go. No, I wasn't expecting anything, in fact, because if you take a look at their heroes right now, except if there's one dedicated jungler like Darkseer, well, there wouldn't be really a possibility to have the Rubik in the middle lane. So we have Nature's Prophet on the other side, played by Smulgulig, the stand-in from AL. Miracle is going to be in the middle lane for Absolute Legend. We have Spartacus Rise on the bottom lane, Chen. Well, jungle Chen, should I say. Mania on the support, Keeper of the Light. Unicorn on the Luna. And Kuroky has to be a bit careful, but he knows that level 1, he's fairly okay until maybe 45-50 seconds. Because the thing is, Chen is probably not going to come before that. And you see that Mania, he's trying to attack Darkseer, but Darkseer, he knows he's safe. He knows Chen is nowhere near, so he will be able to just deal some right-click damage. And with the dual Alien Shell, you see Luna already took down some damage. The middle lane is not going to be fun at all for that Nightlurker. Nightlurker is already a fairly weak laner in the level. Whoa! Kuroky actually runs into a Keeper of the Light Illuminate plus a Ursa Clap. So that's a lot of damage. Ursa Clap is 150 damage plus 200 damage. It's a total of 350 damage that he took. And Nature's Prophet go down on the top lane. Blacks gets this first blood, and that's actually very good for him because as I was saying, they need to farm they need to find the farm. It's got to be Absolute Legend making the moves, and if Absolute Legend gives too much away to Mousesport, their pushing strategy may not work. So Fada in the middle lane, we see 10 creep kills, so he's free farming. And as I was saying before, Miracle on this Nightlurker. Nightlurker is by essence a fairly weak laner. Kuroky's gonna just surge away from that. And he kind of has to just get to 6 minutes when the night actually comes. The first night actually comes at 6 minutes. So it's all coming down to, can Nightlurker get the bottle, the boots, as well as the Urn of Shadow. That's like the items you want to get for the 6 minute mark, but he's not gonna dominate his lane, except if something goes very wrong. And Kuroky is just gonna TP into another blast. He actually went down here from a gank from Chen. You see that they already start to damage the tower, but Kuroky is doing a very good job at just defending that tower by being there and pulling the creeps away. And Mania also took a lot of damage from that. So middle lane, nothing really happening at that point. Glyph is already gonna pop here, and on the top lane, Nature's Prophet level 3, Black is level 4. On the bottom lane, Darkseer also level 3. Since their goal right here is kind of to push, they don't really mind the Darkseer taking the experience. I mean, it's not that they don't mind, it's just that they can't really do much about it. If you want to push, the tower is going to get damaged, but the creeps are going to be around here. So Kuroky is going to be able to take a lot of experience, and it's actually very hard for them to kill the Darkseer because they don't have a long-range stun except for that Lucent Beam, which only deals a minute stun. So except if we have the Chen coming up with like a double Troll Warlord with the net, it's gonna be very hard to bring him down. Middle lane, it looks like they didn't. Well, maybe they tried to attack the Nightlurker, but nothing really happening right now. Oop. Smulgulig taking a lot of damage, almost going down to Pass and Black, but Black taking also a decent amount of damage right here. He's gonna have to use the salve. Smulgulig, of course, going for the Nature's Call. That's everything going for the pushing strategy. He's not maxing out the TP, he's opting to get one low on Sprout. That's always something that actually it's quite good because it allows you to be a bit versatile, to be able to just CP and gank with the Sprout. it, and it's not only just a TP Nature's Prophet to push. You have the Sprout to delay the enemy by 3 seconds. The level 1 is already very good. You see that the Sprout increased by 0.75 by pass. I'm not really sure what he was doing here. He used the Clarity Potion. Probably was using the Courier or something.
Guess what's happening?
Because right now he just wasted a Clarity Potion. The tower is going to go down. The first tower goes down 5 minutes in, and that's gonna give a lot of gold to Absolute Legend. They will need it. Miracle is also getting a lot of damage in the middle lane. They will not be able to kill him because Nightstalker is still fairly tanky. 850 health, so he's still gonna survive. And since he has the Bottle Crow, you see that he just has to use it and then throw the Courier back to the fountain to bring him some mana, some health, and he's gonna be just fine. And now, one thing I don't really like about this Nightstalker build, oh, he's gonna get jumped on again, and he's taking a lot of damage, but will that be enough? It looks like there's a TP coming up. Miracle, he's gonna be fine, and in fact, AA is gonna fall. Nightstalker, this nuke level 3 just deals damage, and Mania, with a level 3 eliminate, that's 500 damage, 400 damage. So AA goes down, and that's another kill going the way of Absolute Legends. The thing I was disagreeing with Miracle's build right now is that he decides to go for 3 level in Void. Usually when you're getting dominated that hard... Oh, Pass is in a lot of trouble. But Miracle doesn't get ledged. I think, yeah, it was fixed, so he cannot be thrown here anymore normally. But Nightstalker decided to go not for any level in Silence. Otherwise, that could have been a very easy kill. And the thing I wanted to say is that if you're getting dominated in the lane, you just keep 1 level in Void, and the other skill points, you just wait until the night actually arrives. This way, you have a farming tool that only costs you 80 mana instead of 100. And level 1, it's already 90 damage, so it should be enough for you to last it with that. You're not wasting an extra 20 mana for the last hitting, because you're probably not gonna harass with that. And when nighttime actually hits, you level as you want to. So Absolute Legend, they took down a first tower, but they don't do anything else now. They're maybe waiting for Chen to get level 5, maybe even level 6. But they have to be starting to be really active, because one tower is not gonna cut it. Even if you don't have a Chen, that's gonna be, that kind of early tower push is very, very common. Even without a Chen, even without a Nature's Prophet or Luna. So they will have to be active. Right now, Absolute Legend, Nightstalker is fairly passive. He's staying on his lane and trying to farm up something. He has the power trait, so he's not that poor. In fact, he has 21 creep kills. It's not very good, but it's really decent at that point. He's okay. Mania is gonna come in, just gonna give him mana. Spartacus, Rise. He's gonna come in, and he is level 5, so he should have 2 creeps anytime soon. The blast is going to not land on anyone, otherwise AA should be dead. Fate actually taking a very good amount of damage, but he's just gonna infest and eat the creep. He goes for a Hand of Midas, very greedy build. But something to keep in mind is, I say it's a very greedy build, but there's a Chen on the other side. So Miracle is gonna get frozen and killed. We see Enchanted Version actually going for 1 level in Chilling Touch. This is an extra 50 damage per hit for 3 hits for each hero. So 150 added magical damage per hero, so a total of 450 potential nuke damage. But it's just that it takes longer to go on the enemy hero, because you have to attack him 3 times for it to be full effect.
Daytime's not as bad as all that, is it?
So counter warding going for AL. And I was saying the Hand of Midas, greedy build, but with Shen on the other side, it's actually decent, because you're gonna be able to one-shot a creep with the Hand of Midas, and the second creep you go with the Infest and kill it. So it's pretty much yum free heal for Lifestealer. And with the Clanks, it's gonna be another yum free heal with a Death Pact. Miracle is chasing after Black. He has the nuke in 1 second, but Black is gonna eat a creep, and now Miracle may be in danger. He's not gonna be able to kill Clinks. Clinks very low on health. Miracle just standing around, gonna turn around, try to kill Pass maybe, but he has to be careful. There's the Darkseer around, and Darkseer is just gonna block Miracle. Miracle, one more fire arrow and a vacuum, and he's gonna go down. Chen, this is something I didn't see during the draft, and I'm quite ashamed to admit that, because I was saying they don't have any defense power for Mouseport.
Can't do nothing about that.
Well, with the Clinks, they can eat an enemy creep from long range, and the Hand of Midas on the Lifestealer seems like a very natural buy. So that's 2 creeps instantly, and Infest is going to be a bit more dangerous, bit more risky. You have to go middle. You have to go like in a close range, and if Chen is very quick with his finger, he can actually send the creep back to his fountain, and then you're fucked. But usually in the team fight, that's not gonna happen, because you're just gonna go inside the creep and just press R immediately to come back fully healed. Darkseer, he has the Soul Ring, pretty much nothing else at this point. He's, well, I wanted to say pretty poor, but actually it's pretty okay. He has the, he almost has the Arcane Boots if he wants to buy it, and on the bottom lane, it looks like they're gonna take the tier 2 tower, and they really need to do that as well. 11 minutes in, it's only gonna be the bottom towers going, and then they will have to take like the middle tower, the top tower, those towers right here, this one, and this one. Oh, I can't draw on the, yeah, I can only draw on the minimap. So those 2 towers are key to control the jungle. This one, if it goes down, it's gonna be easier for the Night Circle to just gank around, because this is like a central area for TP supports to come in. Oh, ho, ho, Keeper of the Light. It's a 11 minutes Orchid, and that's gonna be the death of Mania, no question asked. Black, on the free farm lane, is able to get a very quick Orchid, and now Absolute Legend, I feel like they just waited too long. And the pushing power is gonna be hard to come in, because either they just 5-man this all the way, or they might risk getting picked off one by one by Clinks plus Lifestealer.
Radiant's bottom tower ain't a pretty sight right now.
And it's gonna be daytime, so Night Stalker is not gonna be that scary anymore, too. Silence, and that's a dead ditch Prophet. The healing from Chen actually comes too late. And Chen might also be in trouble here. No, Lifestealer, he has the haste, but he decides not to just chase because he doesn't know how many people are here. Luna, she got the Drum of Endurance. She will get the Aquila very, very quickly, very soon. Or, what? Ring of Basilius and a Ring of Protection. So usually when you see double ring, it's to get the Tranquil Boots. But since she was free laning bottom, that means the Tranquil Boots was not necessary. She wants to catch Darkseer. She has the ultimate as well, and the ultimate is gonna land, and that's a very dead Darkseer. The Listen Beam, making sure that he doesn't escape. And that's a total of 4 beams on the head. A total of 1,200 damage plus 300 damage, so 1,500 damage, magical damage. And Darkseer, he may be tanky, but not that tanky. So Night Stalker, Miracle, still trying to get some farm, but getting just bullied around. He's rushing up that Ogre Club. And Clinks is also a very good tower pusher. We see Miracle actually gonna go down. A simple Loosen Beam, and Black just letting some more fire arrows. But Searing Arrows, 50 added damage, and with the ultimate Death Pact, Clinks hurts like a truck. That's like a maybe 200 damage per hit.
The Radiant got one left top tower.
It's actually Darkseer gonna get dropped here. He is gonna use a vacuum before going down, and he's using his last chance to get a Iron Shell onto the Lifestealer so he can deal some more damage. You see, is ultimate just flying and not doing so much. Luna's gonna get picked up in the air, and Lifestealer dealing so much damage, but the Sprout's gonna save that Luna, while Lifestealer is just raging like a maniac, not doing anything. Nature's Prophet still trying to escape, maybe trying to snipe off past Smolig. He's gonna go down, there's no way he can escape that. And that's Mouseboard picking up some more kills. We see in the middle lane, Black just hunting down Chen, and Chen is trying to escape. Black actually misclicks. And he's gonna go out of his skeleton wall. He just used it, and he was trying to chase down Chen. This was a guaranteed kill if he didn't misclick on the creep. And I must say, that is old Warcraft 3 habits. Because the thing is, normally, before the fix, if you were here, for example, and there was a creep in the, or any unit in the Fog of War who was standing there and you couldn't see him, if you click like there, your hero would just go bonkers, like yee, like that, because the pathing would make it so it's impossible to go there. Now it has been fixed by the Valve, so if your hero doesn't see anything, if you click here, he will still try to take the shorter path, and he will just get blocked on his way.
The Dire might want to
so the old players, the old Dota players, they will just click, like, you know, if they want to go there, and they don't care about if there's a unit, they will just click like very close like that. And that's what actually happened to Clanks, very likely. He wanted to just go and take the path he wanted, not to wait to, you know, the auto pathing to do what the engine wanted. So he just, I think he just spammed the clicks to just go the path he wanted and then clicked on the creep on the way. So finally, in the end, it works against him. And Lifestealer, we see claims an Armless of Morrigan, 1k gold as well. And if you take a look at the experience graph, it's not looking well. It's not looking good at all for AL. AL did have 2 towers only, 16 minutes into the game. The Chen is not doing so much. We have seen the Chen only here and there, and no Chen attempt for the push here, nor here. Or Chen actually took down the tower there, so yeah, maybe I'm bad mathing a bit too much. Gold grass pretty much even, but that's not very good to say that because they have 2 towers. Oh, Clanks gonna escape there. Luna might be sniped off. It's gonna be close. I think no, she's gonna be okay because it's only like 10%. And yeah, she's gonna be just fine as long as she doesn't drop under 100 HP. So you don't want a gold graph to be even when you have 2 towers advantage. Because 2 tower advantage is approximately a 3,000 gold lead. So if you're still not leading with the towers, that means the enemy is out farming you. Experience graph also going all the way for Mouseboard. 3,000 more experience. Clinks as well as Lifestealer out farming everyone. Luna is not farming that well. And Rise maybe picked up here. He doesn't have the mechanism ready. Nice Sucker gets killed by solo kill. That has to be a big mistake. Black is just gonna screw up with the Nature's Prophet. TP up on the top lane. They finally decide to push, but is that too late already?
Radiant's bottom tower ain't a pretty sight right now.
The tier 1 tower is gonna drop.
Tower's getting beat down.
Probably not gonna see any TP. They're just trading because they might be taking down the tier 1 tower right now, but they lose 1 on the bottom lane. And you don't want to trade with that lineup. That's not what you want. You really want to dominate the tower control. You want to take the towers and have the enemy in, like, they can't do anything against that. Whoo! That actually hurt the poor Enchanted Precision a lot. But look at just Clanks, how quickly he melts down those towers. That's the power of a Clanks that gets farmed. He's already level 15, he has max level Strafe. And Strafe with steering arrows, it's gonna be like guaranteed towers going down.
Dire's top towers.
So all the tier 1 towers are dead on both sides. And now the Radiant Absolute Legend, they only have 1 tower advantage. So the gold graph is going to go the way of Mouseboard now. Yeah, we see the drop. The later it goes, and the better is gonna look for Mouseboard. We see Lifestealer already at 3.2k gold. Clanks is looking for very likely to be an MKB to avoid getting blinded by the blinding light of the Keeper of Light. Plus, The Night Stalker also have the miss chance on Crippling Fear. So Black is probably just gonna look for that NKB and be able to stand there, deal the damage. Maybe even a BKB, I'm not even sure right now, because he sees that there's not so much damage that Absolute Legend can deal in magical in the magical side. We have the Void maybe, but that's not gonna hurt him so much. Keeper of the Light with the Blast, but that's easily dodgeable, and you know, you may even kill the Keeper of the Light before he blasts. Luna with the Eclipse is pretty much the only threat right now, and the Ninja Prophet as well with the ultimate, but that's not gonna deal that much damage. So Luna, we see that she's turning around and adapting the build, going for a Helm of Dominator. Not really sure why she does that. Maybe one explanation would be, I want to have more creeps for the push, but that would be kind of like overdoing it. The other thing that maybe the resentment behind that is, right now I see that it's not working well. We need the late game power for that lineup as well. We just can't rely on the early game push, early game timing push anymore. So I'm gonna go for Helm of Dominator to just try to stand in those team fight and kill the enemy. Just gear up for the late game. BKB is also on her shopping list, and Clanks gets the Aegis as well as the Monkey King bar. So he really dish out a lot of damage. Right now, just by right-clicking, the virtue of right-clicking, he has 211 damage. When he uses the ultimate on the big creep, you see that it pops up to almost 300. And with the strafe, it's with the searing arrows, it's around 340 damage per swing. Not to mention that he has the Orchid to amplify the damage, and he has the mini stun from the Monkey King bar. So, whew, you better hope that Clinks is not targeting you. Miracle might be the one in trouble here. Yeah, he's gonna go down. You see that he's just melting away. There's nothing the Chen can do, and he's not gonna even be able to bank on the high ground miss chance because, well, MKB. So Clinks now took down one target. Probably gonna look for another. We see he moves a bit back to go into the Fog of War so that Nex goes inside him without the other enemy seeing that, but Chen, is he gonna be able to escape? He has a Ghost Scepter, so that's the answer for Clanks. Oh, another Ghost Scepter is here, so Keeper of Light will be able to survive a few seconds. Chen is gonna be the focus, but he still has the Ghost Scepter as well. And Black is not gonna find any kill, because that's the answer for that double Lifestealer plus Clanks combo. They don't have any magical damage. And Black, I'm not really sure. Yeah, he's saving up his mana, not using the Searing Arrows.
Radiant's bottom tower seen better days.
And now it's starting to push towards AL. It's Mousesports taking the game in their hand. And Rubik also getting a Blink Dagger. That's a support Rubik, mind you, so he shouldn't be able to farm that much, he shouldn't be able to have that much gold, but he's zero. He has 0 death, and that's like something you always want to have with the supports, is just assist and the least death possible. And that's what he's getting right now. He didn't die even once. And Clanks Clanks just got melted away, but he has the Aegis and he's gonna use it. He's gonna eat the Centaur, and now we see the Blink coming in on the Night Stalker. Night Stalker is just gonna eat everything in his face. And Unicorn, I'm not even sure what he's doing there. He's in a bit of trouble, but he's gonna back off. And with the Night Stalker dead, it might be another tower going down. Keeper of the Light is gonna blast through, trying to delay that push as much as possible, but Lifestealer just doesn't care. He's gonna rage in. They are gonna use the strafe as well. They know that the glyph is already being used on the bottom tower, so they're gonna look for that pickoff. Luna is in the air. Luna is trying to BKB her way out of there. Is that gonna be enough? It seems like it. Mania is gonna use the mana leak on Lifestealer, who just stand there and try to avoid having too much mana drained away. But Absolute Legend, what can they do now? What can they really do? They don't have the items. Nature's Prophet has Hand of Midas and Ghost Scepter. That's pretty much it. He's trying to get the Sheep Stick for more control in the team fight, but he doesn't. He is very far away from it. Night Stalker, he doesn't have the BKB. So we see how quickly he can just get picked up. And it's not even the fact that he's tanky, like it's a Night Stalker. You have on the other side of Nex. So tanky heroes, yum yum yum, no problem. Your Night Stalker only has 8 armor, so he's just gonna munch his face. Luna doesn't even have so much items. You see that the net worth is right now, the two carries from Mousesports have respectively 3,000 more gold, and also Clinks has something like 5,000 more. So what does he have in the courier? It's gonna be a BKB as well. So not even gonna go for the gamble here. Black is just gonna say, I want to stay in there and I don't want to make any mistake in the team fight. So instead of just going for straight damage item, I'm gonna go for a BKB and make this safe thing. Because with a BKB, what can the Radiants really do? We see Chen getting a gem, so that's actually a very good buy. Even though they are getting hunted down, it's very easy to die on the Absolute Legend side. The gem is just gonna try to delay that, inevitable gank and push and everything. They're gonna take down the wards, so that's gonna give away, take away the Dire side's vision, Mouseboard. Without vision, they will be a bit more hard pressed to hunt down the Absolute Legend supports, and with the gem they can also see when the Clinks is around. So as long as they don't get picked alone. Oh, Nature's Prophet. He has the Ghost Scepter, so he can just Ghost and Black. He wants to go on some Nature's Prophet. He's gonna pop the Ghost Scepter immediately, and he's gonna use that Sprout to get away. Very nicely done. The Sprout actually denies the vision from Black. Black was waiting before using the Orchid, because he knows that if you use the Orchid before, the Nature's Prophet is just going to use the Ghost Scepter and wait before the silence goes out. So Clinks wanted to make sure that he used the Orchid after a few seconds, but Chen, I'm not really sure what he's doing there. He's going to go down, and that's the gem dead. And Rubik goes down as well. So they trade, in fact, Enchanted Version also dies, but here comes Black, dealing the damage. Luna's almost dead, and Luna, one more right click. No, he's gonna go on Nature's Prophet, who has to pop the Ghost Scepter. He's gonna use it. And Keeper of Light, he snatched up the gem in the fight. So he's able to escape. Miracle is also going to be able to escape, so in the end they just take down the Chen for the price of the two supports. So this trade actually favoring the Absolute Legend side. Dark's here, he has the mechanism Vanguard as well, so they want to just go for the efficient items, the cost-efficient items. Vanguard, we rarely see that item anymore ever since the introduction of Tranquil Boots, because all the carries who used to go Vanguard was for the safe, the safe bet of the Vanguard, saying that, I have Gulag. Gulag, you are dead, sir. Rubik just blinks in and picks him up, and when you are in the air, there's no way you pop your Ghost Scepter. Black is just gonna take your life with his bow and his arrows. So I was saying the Vanguard, the thing is, since the introduction of Trinket Boots, any kind of a carry hero who would go for Vanguard, they just switch around, they go for the Tranquil Boots instead, and that's pretty much giving them their laning phase free farm, because they just can heal up all the damage, which was pretty much what Vanguard was used for. Rise? Rise? What are you doing here, sir? He's gonna get stunned, and he is gonna use that Ghost Scepter, but Iron Shell, not damage. Alex is gonna miss that ultimate, but Lysair surge. Lysair doesn't care. Lysair tried to go on the Keeper of Light, who's getting brought down by the simple virtue of the Iron Shell and the Cold Feet. Ow. Lysair has this Abyssal Blade, and he isn't afraid to use it. He used it on Chen before he used his Ghost Scepter, and that's a Chen that cannot use Ghost Scepter. We have Pass, who stole the trance, and who's gonna use it to push the tower. Not really necessary when you have Black just dishing out so much damage, but what the hell not. And Black right now, he also has this... Come back, Courier. Yeah, he's gonna drop the TB scroll. So he has the Chrysalis. And that looks to be maybe Rax. Yeah, they're gonna pick up Gulig again. Gulig's gonna have to use the Ghost Scepter, and he's gonna be sent back to base, so he's gonna be safe. But in the meantime, the tower just goes down. Down it goes, down it goes. Very low health, and here the last hit comes in. Lifestealer gets a tower, and Night Circle comes in, but he's just getting pushed away by this Clinks. Bone Fletcher. This guy just dealing so much damage. And cheeky play right now. Instead of backing off, they're just gonna use that smoke. Clinks? Why did you blew the smoke away? Okay, so, well, Absolute Legend, they know now that the something's wrong, because Clinks just went out of invisibility. And I think there's like an animation when you go for out of invisibility for Skeleton Walk that isn't the same that when you have a smoke. And yeah, Lysier is also gonna show himself, so they just wanted to see if Absolute Legend was taking up the bait and try to, you know, normally if the enemies are retreating, some of them will TP, so some teams decide to just go and follow them and try to catch up one or two retreating heroes, usually the supports who are caught up a bit behind, because the carries, they just you know, TP first to defend their lanes and farm. And we see Nature Prophet, he actually got the Side of Ice. But Mousesports, they are going to get this Roshan pretty much for free. There's nothing Absolute Legend can do. Or can they? If they go for a big smoke gank, can they actually fight? I'm not sure. I don't think they can fight in the Rosh Pit anyway, because one, Mousesports will take Roshan down very, very quickly, so they have to get there very, very fast. It looks like they are not going to decide to go. And second is the Darkseer. Like, Darkseer is one of the heroes you never want to fight against in the Rosh Pit, because the area is so clumped up that it's gonna be a vacuum wall and guaranteeing to get like at least 4 heroes. Heroes like the Enigma, Magnus, and the Darkseer are perfect for those fights in the Rosh Pit. So Clinks, invisible with the Nex inside him, and he's trying to find someone. Not gonna find anyone. Absolute Legend are cowering in their base, and that's something that just, it doesn't work. That's the problem. They know that they have to do something, but they also know that they can't really do that. They can't really go out of the base, because if they do, they just risk getting picked up. And in the meantime, Mousesports just widening the gap and taking the lead further ahead. Lysier is just gonna say, okay, so I've been there long enough, I'm just gonna get out and go on the melee rag. So welling down the melee rag. The melee rags have absolutely no, there's no glyph there. Black didn't use the strafe yet, and he's gonna use it now. He's bringing down Nature's Prophet, almost dying immediately. Our Unicorn is gonna use the BKB and the Eclipse, but here comes the Nex with the Abyssal Blade and taking down everyone. They are all melting to the power of Clinks and Lysier. And I feel like Absolute Legend, that was just the strategy was to push in the early game, and they didn't do that. Maybe they were afraid of something, I don't know. Maybe the timing was off. Maybe they really wanted an item before doing that, but they just waited too long, and they allowed Black to get that Orchid. 11-minute Orchid, you can't really allow this Clinks to get the Orchid if you really want to go for fast push. You need to be doing stuff, and
There goes the Radiant
right now we see that the racks are even getting honed down with the backdoor protection active. So that's the damage that Black actually delivers. And Absolute Legend's gonna be GGing out of this game. So thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, please remember you can follow me on Twitter, you can follow me on Facebook. I am also streaming live those games at Dota Talk Stream on Twitch. And well, that's gonna be pretty much it. So I hope I will be able to bring you more games from Na'Vi, because I really want to see them playing with our new roster. So prepare yourself for a bit more European Dota as well as Southeast Asia Dota, because GST is coming, and GST is gonna be maybe very, very interesting with all the teams that actually went through the GMTGL. So without further ado, I'm gonna say goodbye to you, sirs.